Gentlemen, I've got to start with a statement from Premier Berejiklian. The one thing that Premier Andrews doesn't have to deal with is a Deputy Premier trying to cause him massive dramas right now. And listen to this statement from Premier Berejiklian. She says, "I have made it clear to the Deputy Premier that his policy concerns are listed for discussion at an upcoming Cabinet meeting. It's long held established convention that members of Cabinet must support government legislation. It's not possible to be Deputy Premier or a Minister and sit on the crossbench. I am and always have been a strong coalitionist and deeply respect the National Party and all it stands for. However, I've just made it clear to the Deputy Premier that he and his Nationals colleagues who are members of the New South Wales Cabinet have until 9 a.m. tomorrow to indicate to me whether they wish to remain in Cabinet or sit on the crossbench. They cannot do both. If required, I will attend Government House tomorrow and swear in a new ministry." I just got that off my colleague Andrew Clennell. So there you go. Stephen Conroy, take that, John Barilaro.
Well, look, you can't have it both ways, as I think Andrew described earlier. He wants his cake and eat it. You're either in Cabinet and obliged to support Cabinet decisions, or you're not. And if you're not willing to support a Cabinet decision, the decent and honourable thing to do is to hand your resignation in. It's as clear-cut as that. The Premier of New South Wales was being blackmailed a year or so ago by a group of her own party backbenchers who were going to cross the floor over, I think it was an abortion bill, and she had to deal with them. Now she's got a bunch of lunatics demanding that they will sit on the crossbench and still hold ministerial positions. This is untenable.
It's Michael Kroger. That response, really the only one that Premier Berejiklian could deliver, because if she blinked this time, how many more times would John Barilaro try this on?
Well, I think that's absolutely right. And by the way, what great timing for this to be, for John to do this right in the middle of this pandemic, when New South Wales and the Premier seem to be amongst the best performing states, if not the best performing. He brings this on. So I presume he's got the support of the National Party room. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said this. But that's, again, very disappointing. And I think John has to work out, does he want to be Deputy Premier in a very fine government, as John Anderson said, or if he doesn't want to be, then he should go to the backbench. But this government collectively with the National Party have done a great job in times of crisis, and this is a very unwelcome development by the National Party, and Gladys Berejiklian has done the only thing she could do under the Westminster system, which is to say you're either in or you're out.
In or you're out, and we'll know by 9 a.m. tomorrow. So the deadline's been set. Now, Stephen,